Hi, this is Debbie with Book and Bujo, and it's great to have you here today. So today is my September TBR. So I'll be taking part in 2 readathons this month, and that's Becca's BookoplAthon with Becca and the Books, and Seasonathon Academy with Kaylani from Kaylani SimplyMe. And I will leave links to their channels down below if you want to check out the rules of the readathon and all the prompts and everything. I will also be taking part in 2 book clubs, in the Full Moon Book Club with Jan Agaton, and we're reading The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, and also the Howling Pack Book Club with The Wild Sasha, and we are reading Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. Bookopla'thon, I'll be doing 5 rolls. Roll 1 was a 2 and a 1. So 1, 2, 3. Less than 300 pages, a small book. So my first roll, I rolled a 2 and a 1. So we went 3 spaces and we got less than 300 pages, a small book. And for that, I will be reading The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. Roll 2. I got 3 again. 1, 2, 3. People on the Cover. And the second roll, I've got a 2 and a 1 again, and that was People on the Cover, and for that I chose The Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. Roll 3. Doubles. 2 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dice roll roulette. I then rolled to find out how many pages I would need to read, and I got double 6s, so that's 575 plus pages. For my third roll, I got double 2s, so doubles, so I'll have to roll again, and then I got dice roll roulette, and for that I rolled double 6s, and that was 575 plus pages, and I chose The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, and that one is 1,493 pages, so it definitely counts for over 600 pages. Roll 4. I got double 3s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So favorite trope. Then roll number 4 was a favorite trope, and that was double 3s. So again, another double. So now we're up to 7 books this month. And I will be reading Goddess by Edna Walters. So favorite tropes, I have quite a few that I really like, but I really want to finish this series. This is 7 out of 10 of the books in the series, and but for a favorite trope, it is mythology, which I love mythology, but that's a little bit more of a genre than a trope. But I also like the whole enemies to lovers, high school romance kind of thing, as my husband and I were high school sweethearts, so always love a high school romance. And that has this in there as well. Roll 5. I got a 4 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Emoji generator. And I used the emoji generator that was recommended in Becca's video, and I got a bowl of food. And for the fifth roll I got a 4 and a 1, and for that was the emoji. So I used the emoji generator that Becca suggested, and I got a bowl of food. And for that I chose Fast This Way by Dave Asprey. I was going to choose Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain, but I ended up getting that early from my library, so I was able to read that in August instead. So Fast This Way by Dave Asprey. Roll 6. I got a 5 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Becca Rec. For my 6th book, I got a 5 and a 4, and for that I landed on Becca Rec. And for that one, I'll be reading Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. So I read It Happened One Summer last month, and so it's nice to be able to continue the series this month for that. Roll 7. I got a 3 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Most recent purchase. And my last roll, I got a 3 and a 5, and that was most recent purchase. So I'm counting that as basically the most recent thing I've acquired. My most recent purchase is actually Goddess, but I've already used that one. So for this one, I'm going to use The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, as I have that on hold at my library, and I should be getting that in the next week or 2. So hopefully, if not, then I may switch it to House of Leaves, which I also got from my library recently, or Ship of Theseus. Haven't decided yet. Probably do Ship of Theseus if The Weight of Blood doesn't come in time before September. Although I would like to save at least one of, probably House of Leaves until October, just for the spooky season. The other things I want to do this month that I'm taking part in is to finish the Witcher read-along. So we're on the very last book for that, and it's like technically book number 0, I think is what they're calling it. It's the last one he wrote though, and so that's Season of Storms. And then I also want to finish the Realm of the Elderlings this year. So I have 5 books left, so I want to try and squeeze the last 2 of the Rain Wild Chronicles in this month, and so that's City of Dragons and Blood of Dragons. Hopefully I'll be able to get both of those done because they're both on the shorter side, and then I know the final 3 with the Fits in the Fool trilogy are chunkers. So I want to save those so I could do one in October, one in November, one in December, and then I can be all caught up and start the Catch Up Book Club in January with the Joe Abercrombie books that they're going to be reading. And then I also do a TBR jar every month, and for that I pulled The King of Warsaw. And I don't really know much of anything about this except that it's translated from the Polish and looks like the cover has a guy boxing on it. That's all I know. It also says it's a crime story, so we'll see. 2 more. So the D20 roll. So I did roll a D20 die, and I got 6. And for that, I chose Lock and Key, Heaven and Earth. And then I also try and read one of my Amazon borrows from Amazon Prime every month, so you get 10 per month. And for this month, I'll be reading the Venice Sketchbook by Rhys Bowen. The other readathon that I'll be taking part in this month is the Seasonathon Academy with Kaylani from SimplyMe. And for this one, there's 5 books that are required, or 5 classes that are required that you have to complete, and then there's a whole lot of extras that you could do and some that you can choose from. So the first 2, English and math, everybody has to take the same class, and then for there's history, philosophy, communications, foreign language, so you can just kind of pick and choose from those for the other 3 books. So for mine, I chose English 1010, which is read anything you want, so I chose the Bane Chronicles. Then math 1010, so basically you take your birthday and you add up all the numbers for it, and then the number that you come up with at the end, when you take it down to a single digit, that's the number the book has to end on. So if your birthday is May 7th, 1980, you would add 5 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 0, and that equals 30. So then you take the 30 and you do 3 plus 0, and that makes 3. So for me, I ended up with a 9. So I actually had a couple of books that ended in 9, but I chose Season of Storms by Andrzej Sapkowski, and that was 419 pages. And then for History 2850, I chose Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and that fulfills the prompt for Colonial Latin America, book by a Latin author. That also fulfills my Pop Sugar challenge for the year for the Latin author prompt. And I have Philosophy 2210, and that is Intro to Ethics, a book involving making tough choices. So I chose City of Dragons by Robin Hobb. That's the 3rd in the Rain Wild Chronicles series. And that's probably the shortest book in the entire series at 334 pages, so I should be able to get through that fairly quickly. And I also chose Foreign Language 1010, Elementary Foreign Language 1, book set in a different country. So I chose Kings of the Wild, which by Nicholas Eames, which is in a whole other world, so I will count that as another country. And then for the extras, because I'm extra, I'm an overachiever, I want to read all the books. So I'm going to try and fulfill every prompt that I can from Seasonathon Academy. May or may not get to all of them, but I'm hoping to get to most of them. Some of them are double ups from Becca's BookoplAthon, so that helps me to fulfill some of the prompts anyway. So at least 6 of them I should be able to do just to fulfill the BookoplAthon prompts. So History 1011, World History, book set in the past, Venice Sketchbook by Rhys Bowen. Class 3960, Mythology, book based on mythology. So that one I chose Galatea by Madeline Miller, and that one's only 32 pages. That should be super quick. Foreign Language 1020, Elementary Foreign Language 2, a translated book. For that, I chose The King of Warsaw by, I don't think I want to even try his name and butcher it, so I will just have it up here for you to see. And that one's The King of Warsaw. It's the Cruel series, book number 1. And then I have Communications 2200, Mass Media History, ebook or audiobook, and I chose Fast This Way by Dave Asprey, and that also fulfills my emoji generated prompt for the bowl of food for BookoplAthon. And then History 1030, African American History by a book by a Black author, and that I chose Goddess by Edna Walters. And then we have MLNG 1050, Knights of the Round Table, book based on Arthurian legend. And for that, I chose The Winter King, The Warlord Chronicles #1 by Bernard Cornwell. That one will probably be one of the last ones I get to, honestly. And same with this next one as well. History 2440, The Gilded Age, book with a foiling on the cover. And I chose Caraval, the first in this series by Stephanie Garber. And then we have Philosophy 1110, Applied Critical Thinking, Read a Mystery. So I chose The Black Cat. And that's by Edgar Allan Poe, also from BookoplAthon prompt. History 2450, Depression Era, book involving mental health. So for this, I'm choosing The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Philosophy 2010, Intro to Philosophy, book involving good versus evil. So that one, I have The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, and if for some reason that doesn't come in, I will most likely sub in Lock and Key, Heaven and Earth from my BookoplAthon prompts. History 2820, Modern East Asia, book by an Asian author. So I chose Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. Philosophy 2260, Sports Ethics, book involving a sport. So that one I chose Four Eyes, Hearts of Fire, issues 1 through 4, comic series by Joe Kelly, and that one, the sport is dragon fighting. Then History 2510, History of Epidemics, book involves a virus, plague, etc. So that one I'm choosing To Wield a Plague by Derek Smith. Passage to Dawn series, book number 0.2. So I think it's the second prequel in this series. I haven't actually read any of them, so hopefully it won't be too hard to just kind of jump in there in the middle of a prequel. Okay, so Philosophy 2350, Popular Culture, book adaptation to movie or TV series, and for that I chose The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Well, thank you so much for dropping by, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Again, Debbie with Book and Bujo, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!